Hi, welcome to the Modern Renaissance Man Show. I'm Ben Copeland, the Modern Renaissance Man. Happy St. Patrick's Day, yay! Hey, shenanigans, what's a shenanigan? Shenanigan is what, like mischief? Yeah, I don't get into shenanigans. Yeah, not often, not anymore. I'm retired from shenanigans. Isn't that right, Jennifer? Anyway, Nancy Pelosi. Don't you love Nancy Pelosi? She doesn't really, you know she died? Did you know that? That's actually a robot. When you see her come out there, haven't you ever watched her face? It's automatic. She steps in front of the microphone. She just does that. It's strange. Watch her when she comes up. It's like somebody's got the man behind. Look for somebody to stand behind her. I think they got their hand up her back, and it's like doing a, what do you call them, the ventriloquist. Nancy Pelosi. Lay off the Botox, some baby. If you're not a robot, it's just a little too much there going on. Talking about going on. Obama, first year, here we are shooting in June. He got to have a good 1 year of vacation before he actually decided to start being president. He went all over Europe and the world, and he comes back and he's like, well, nobody's ready to work with me anymore. We got to do our health care. We got to pass it in 5 days. European vacation. I think it's sort of National Lampoon ought to take one of those too. Speaking of Obama, he finally took the word. One thing that I really disliked about him, and that is that he says, yes, we can do everything, but NASA is not. He's killing NASA's programs. At least that's what they're reporting. This is March 2010. Obama, I think you're messing up there royally big time. You're killing a lot of people's dreams. I think we saw some really good growth out of when we decided to go to the moon in the 60s and then to the 70s. Why do you want to give them all this education for if they're just going to sit around and crash banks and basically lay off people? I don't think that's a good way to utilize the talent of our children here. Speaking of talent of children, and I love the topic of healthcare, they have linked the healthcare bill to student loans. Have you noticed that? That's a really interesting one. The federal government decides he wants to go into the student loan business. So now they have as part of the healthcare bill, they're going to want to try to take over. Now, what has that got to do with one or the other? I don't know. But I did figure it out. What I've learned is that if the healthcare bill passes, I'm going back to college, and I'm going to get student loans, and I'm going to work on my doctorate degree, because I know if I can amass a large amount of money debt, they'll keep me healthy, and they won't reject me when I file claims to go in for health, because if they want me to pay, they're going to keep me up. So when healthcare passes, the first thing you need to do is get back in school, get you some big student loans, just amass some big debt, just like the rest of the government, and you'll know that anytime you walk in there, if they say, well, we don't know that we can give you this procedure, just say, well, there goes paying my student loans. Healthcare and student loans. I think we can play this game too. Sounds like I'm getting on my soapbox. I believe I will. This is a fun one to write. This is about an analogy using my Blurb Show co-host, Kate S. Copeland, who happens to be my daughter. We always felt a need to purchase a car for Kate. She doesn't need a car, but we're going to buy a car for her anyway. We plan to buy her a very expensive car, a big car, like a big Mercedes. She doesn't need a big expensive car, but we're going to force her to have it anyway. We can't afford this car. It will likely take all of our savings and all our retirement to pay it off, if ever. But we're buying it anyway. Kate will have to give up lots of the things that she wants and needs so we can pay for the car, even though she doesn't want the car. She'll learn to love this car since we're buying it anyway. We found a very big, expensive Mercedes, but it has a few issues. It has bad tires, but hey, it's a big car and she needs a car. The air conditioner hardly works, but hey, it's a big car and she needs a car. The heater, it never really is going to work, but hey, it's a big car and she needs a car. It will probably not be available when she really needs it. But hey, it's a big car. It's a really big car and she needs a car. Kate wants to pick out her own car though. But we know she doesn't know what she really wants or needs. We know what's best for her. She'll learn to love this car since she doesn't have a choice anyway. Oh, by the way, we always like to name our cars in our family. We're going to call this one Healthcare. And that's the way I feel. And with that, while I wind down a little bit off of this fun story, we've got the music of our guest band, Swill, tonight, mixed in with a few familiar faces from Wavy Space, and we're ready for some great tunes. Glad you're here.
I start this time.
Yeah, you sure did.
Do you? Okay. Okay. Ready? She's not a girl who misses much. Do 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 do. Oh yeah. She's well acquainted with the touch of the velvet hand, like a lizard on a window pane. The man in the crowd with the multicolored mirrors on his hobnail boots, lying with his eyes while his hands are busy working overtime. A soap impression of his wife which he ate and donated to the National Trust. Yes, it is. Good. Well, don't you know that happiness is a warm gun, mama? Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. You're watching the Modern Renaissance Man show. I'm Ben Copeland from the Modern Renaissance Man, and that was the music of the guest band tonight, Swill, with a few faces from Wavy Space that I'm sure you've grown to love over the last few seasons. What we've got going, let's see. One of the things I want to talk about is I didn't bring a movie tonight from the library, and if you don't go to the library, you're missing out on probably the best thing in Charlotte-Mecklenburg County. Public Library of Charlotte-Mecklenburg. Prices are great unless you're late. But I want to talk about a different show if you haven't seen. It's a great show discovered on the internet. I don't know if anybody familiar with the TV show used to come out. It's called Firefly, and the movie called Serenity. It's science fiction by a guy named Josh Whedon. Anybody familiar with Josh Whedon? Nobody over there? Oh, well. Anyway, and we apologize. We don't have the mic over there for the band, so you just have to read their lips. Follow me? Anyway, Josh Whedon's a cool writer. He also does a lot of comic books. He's also known for, to me, a lesser thing, but it was actually okay. The Buffy the Vampire, he did some writing for some of that also. Everybody shake their head? Yeah, we've heard of that. Okay. Anyway, there's a great small show. It's about 43 minutes. It's called Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog. And if you have not seen that, check it out. You can search it on, you actually see the songs on YouTube has it. But anyway, it's a thing about a mad scientist who's Neil Patrick Harris. Neil Patrick Harris sings great. He was actually the little Dr. Doogie. That was it, Doogie Howser. Anyway, so he's on there, and you never believe he's got a great voice. But it's a musical about a mad scientist who wants to join the Evil League of Mad Scientists, and he's aspiring to do that, and he happens to fall in love with a woman who works at a shelter for homeless kinds of people. And then, of course, she falls in love with the guy who's got the superhero kind of guy who really doesn't care anything about her. But it's Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog. Great music. It's about 43 minutes. You can buy the stuff if you want to buy it too, but you can check it out online. But it is so cool. You won't regret it on that. Going with there, let's see about go ahead and bringing out one of our regular guest co-host kinds of people. If she's assuming she's still around somewhere. Jennifer Sanders, come on out. Hey, get you on some PhoneCam. There we go. Hi. Good. How are you?
Okay.
You didn't see that on TV. Here's a PhoneCam. I don't think it picked you up. It just caught your body.
Oh, no.
You got your green on for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's your shirt.
I know, it's my shirt. Should maybe take it off out in the parking lot. There's the band. Oh, there's some green over there, too. And there's another camera. People hate me. There's Ivan hiding behind the bush. Can't really see him. There you are. All right, there's Dan and Dean in the back. They didn't hide out yet. They've done their wave. Now they can leave. So what you hear from me going forward or see is out of my control. Anyway, the PhoneCam. And we didn't do this one. Are we going to do this one sometime? This is the one that we did. Oh, I love the toys. The toys are so cool. You don't like toys, do you?
No.
She's not a big toy person.
No.
Oh, but this one is it.
I still think the
Here's you go.
computer's a phase.
Does it work? There it is. It's the guest PhoneCam. We did the PhoneCam. That's right. And you're strobing over there. That's actually a person. That's Steve. See him. Wake up, Steve. Anyway, the guest PhoneCam. Oh well, so we run it into the ground. Whatever. I thought it was a cool idea. I mean, you know. Great idea. That's cool. But the best use of the phone I found yet, other than scheduling the taping sessions. Anyway, yes we can, but no we don't. I love that.
You can tell.
Yeah, we did. Guess what we got coming up here? And let's see, we're shooting this in March. You're seeing this in June. So sometime between, let's see, by the time you know, in 2 weeks we're going to have our anniversary show taping.
Ah,
in 2 weeks
that's right.
yep, that's
How
what
many
we
years?
brought it to. 5 years, that's
Wow.
right, 5 years.
Wow.
We've been on the air 5 years.
That long.
And, we've got, I know at least 3 dedicated fans who have been with us since the beginning.
Yes.
3 of those 5 were on the crew. That are here,
We're
so
all here for the
they're,
pizza.
they're forced to watch the show.
That's right.
Anyway, 5 years. It's hard to believe
That's right.
that we've progressed that along. We've abused about 5 bands in 5 years.
Aw,
So, and with some of the political songs,
oh.
and
Yeah.
and Shane has carried me on quite a few of them. And the wildest one was the Barack around the clock kind of
that
thing.
was
Rock
good.
around.
That was so
Mock
good.
around Barack. That was it.
I
yeah.
like that. That was great.
God, I couldn't even do it. I wrote it.
That's right.
Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, so what's going on with you? You brought some stuff you wanted to talk about?
No, not a thing.
Of course.
Not a thing.
Let's talk about, I forgot it. I meant to grab the census. The census is this year. You get to fill out the census. Have you ever actually looked at the census and the questions on there?
Actually, I did bring something so you can you don't have
You gonna get to it in a
talk.
minute?
No, no.
Or you want to get to it
I
now?
don't want to talk about your ideas. No, I really don't.
Abused on here regularly now, aren't we?
No, Kate and I are going to the mountains.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
What part?
We're going up to Black Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Have you plotted out your course yet?
Oh God, no.
Mhm.
No, not at all.
Black
We're going-
Mountain.
Black Mountain. We're going to the Bella Luna.
Bella Luna. Okay.
Right.
That's a farm with animals.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Uh-huh.
petting. Oh, it's gonna be so nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Always reminds me of that song Wildwood Weed. You remember that?
No.
Jim Stafford. Anybody remember the song Wildwood Weed? Just walk
No.
around the little animals.
No.
It was down here.
Barely,
Remember?
barely I remember.
It's talking about his brother reached down, picked up a straw, and started chewing on it. Next thing you know, said he's walking around all the little animals. Said he couldn't find his brother. Brother got lost. Found him. He was up on a windmill. Asked him how he got there. He said, I flew up there. He said, so I had to fly up there and get him down. Oh, well. Anyway, you had to be there. It was a 60s, 70s, kind of 70s. That was a 70s
Yeah, we'll say
thing.
70s.
That was a 70s thing,
Please.
yeah.
We're going to a new church. You and I.
Mm-hmm.
We found a new church.
I have problems sometimes with it, though.
Yeah.
A little too much on the money.
Well, they're in stewardship time. Everybody does that, you know. It's
Okay.
okay. It's okay.
Great music.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Follow the music. It really is.
And they talk about God and stuff.
And it's well, hey, you know, but it's kind of a mix.
That's a big criteria for me to go to church. They talk about God.
He's Presbyterian.
Me?
He's
I'm
Presbyterian.
not Presbyterian.
You were born and raised Presbyterian.
No, I was actually went Methodist first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know this
You
about
know
him.
each other.
See, my sons.
Oh,
They run us off.
well, I was raised Baptist, and you know, I'm still recovering from that.
That's
but,
what I remember
you
was the
know,
Methodist minister was hitting on my mom, and she didn't really care for it. And she didn't want my father to shoot him, so so we switched to Presbyterianism. You hadn't heard that story, huh?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that one.
All right.
Mhm. I heard about that sometime later, though. I didn't hear about it at the moment because I was only in, I don't know, 3rd grade.
Well, don't tell Kate that story. That could be very disturbing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What? Which part? The minister or him getting shot by my dad?
Either one.
Okay. Anyway, so we're going to that.
Yeah, wait a minute. And Aaron has a new job. Our son.
He teaches
Yes.
tennis.
Yes, he does, and he's going to be the new tennis pro.
He's
at
been on the show.
Bald Head
It's been
Island.
a while back,
Absolutely.
but he was on the show.
No college whatsoever. I've decided not to educate my kids at all. You know. I mean, he plays tennis. You know, he's going to be a Bald Head, the tennis professional. I thought that was amazing. You know, I was just like, what can I say? So Kate's not going to go to school. I'm just.
She's not going to go to school.
No, we're not gonna put her in college.
We've already made the shows. She's going to air in August, so she's in 10th grade.
That's right. Well, you know.
God, we just wasted all that film footage.
What can I say?
Think about that. Anyway, back to the census. I want to talk about the census. Oh, the census funny. I'm not going to let that one go.
You want to talk?
The census. You know, here's some things I observed about. You know, they actually allow for people to have like 12 or 15 people in the same household.
Sure.
It's like several pages. You know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's like, for more people, and I'm like, God, how many?
A lot of people.
And that was all
get
it was in it.
together.
It was asking about the people. Have y'all looked at one? The census? No. Yeah. And it's really pretty. It's really simplistic, but they overly complicate it. You know. Now what it did is
I like that.
It's against the law to
Ignore the census.
ignore it.
Well, it's on camera.
It's in the Constitution that says they have to do it. But
Look at it for 72 years.
that's right. Here's some things though that I noticed about the census is that I noticed that you have all of these. You know, you have the African American and the Asian American and the Hispanic American, and then they got into Samoan American and Native Hawaiian and Native Alaskan, and I mean all these things down. And then I'm like, where's my little box? White.
Caucasian.
I felt offended. No,
Okay.
it said white people.
No, it's Caucasian.
Actually, it said white folk.
No, it did not.
It did. It
Did
said
not
white
say
folk.
White folk.
I just checked other just to say.
But they didn't have
That's
another.
it. That's
It
it.
can be really
But they
short.
didn't have
They didn't
other.
have other?
I wanted to find the box that
Euro.
said
Didn't
the non-Hispanic white.
Didn't they have Euro in there?
Mhm.
Did they have Euro on there?
Euro, no. We're getting told to push together. You know, that's how they do in the cars. Have you ever noticed that in the old movies? They used to make them sit together tighter in the cars. You know, they were buddies.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I think you need to figure out another way to do the camera. Anyway. And here's another question I'd like to know. It says, if person one does not own a home, is paying for a home, renting a home, or just hanging out, do they live in a large refrigerator box? And if so, does it have satellite TV?
It doesn't say that.
That was a question that was on my census.
Oh yeah.
You haven't seen it.
Well, that's because you were just determined to fill it out.
I wonder. I'm a constitutionalist. But here's the other questions that they add on the back page that sort of disturbed me. It says, how does person one feel about President Obama's performance? Good. Great. He should be permanent president of our new socialist government. No opinion. Next question. How does person one feel about the national health care plan? Good. Great. Obama should be permanent president of our new socialist socialist government. No opinion. And then the last question on there is, how does person one feel about the Democrats' performance? Good, great, good and great. Sounded a little biased to me, you know? I don't know why, but I got a feeling you know which party's in office giving the census there, you know? So I decided to look at some other census material. You know, you got some census here from North Carolina stuff. Facts from 2008. A couple of things I found interesting as I was building the show here. What I noticed is that this is actually the first time I ever heard them actually break white people into white persons not Hispanic. I've never heard that referred to before. White persons not Hispanic. So I guess they're saying now that a Hispanic is a white person, possibly. Or not necessarily.
Where'd you get
This is off of, it's footnoted. It's from Ibid. Because the other footnote was on another page. Anyway, so talks about the number of people, percentage in North Carolina. I thought was really interesting.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
Okay.
If you're not down here, you ought to be. Now here's the one. Then in 2008, women in North Carolina, women only own 27% of the businesses. I thought it'd be higher than that. Sort of surprising, because I saw a statistic that actually of the population, 51% are women in North Carolina. Did you know that? 51%.
Makes sense.
But only 27.1%, almost 30% of the businesses. Here's one: language other than English spoken at home is 8%. Only 8% of the language spoken at home is not English. And I'll talk about this some more maybe on another, but what I found interesting is that if only 8%, and that 8% includes Asians and Hispanics and anybody else who doesn't, like Slavics or whoever, Russians and everybody else who doesn't speak much English, and they just speak 8%. Why are we spending all this money for bilingual Spanish in our government? There's another statistic I found earlier that said that of the Hispanic-speaking people, only 2.7% can't say that they speak English well.
You better be careful. Obama's going to come after you.
Hey, you know, George came after me.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's right. You know, so blame him for everything. Yes, we can, but no, we don't.
That's right.
Hey, I want to send him a letter and invite him to the 5-year anniversary.
Which
I want to
one?
send Obama. I want to come to we invited, for those of you that were around, we invited George Bush to the first year anniversary show. And
Just sent a letter.
we actually got a letter from the White House that came back from the scheduling office. Actually, I have it here in one of my old things here. I don't know which way it is. It's around here somewhere. And this is just like my desk at home. There it is.
Oh, there
Hey, come
it
here.
was.
Can you get this? There you go. Look at that. Look at that, Mark. Can you zoom in on that? Look right there where my finger is. Look in there. Can you read that?
White House.
Lisa, can they read that? Is that close enough? It says, the White House. The White House. There you go. The White House. We have a letter. And it doesn't say report to some induction office.
No.
It says, the FBI is now watching you.
If you want a free toaster, come pick it up.
That's right. But anyway, we got a thanks but no thanks letter from the White House. So couldn't make it. Then he was here 4 days, but what? 4 days before.
We
He was
were so
actually here.
excited.
Then we got a letter from, we don't know for sure, but it seemed like it was from the Ms. White House person.
Yeah.
From Laura.
Laura.
And she said she wanted to come in that letter.
Yeah.
And that George was too busy eavesdropping on everybody on the phone.
That was
so
it.
that was really the problem.
That was right.
Anyway. So we're going to see about getting him. See if he'll come down here. Hey, you cruises around Europe. I mean, you ought to be willing to do our show, right?
Maybe.
Hey, we're big time. Speaking of which, big time, something I failed to mention is that we're the stepping stone to stardom. Our band Wavy Space will be coming up. Hopefully, you've already seen it on the Jerry Springer Show. And Trip Rogers, for those of you who remember him, was on local TV recently here in March. So I tell you what, if you want to be somebody, come down here and step on me. And you'll rise right up to the stars. They'll be leaving soon, probably. I'll call them up. Can you do a gig now? We ain't got time.
I can't do it.
Anyway, we're glad you tuned in. Jennifer, thanks for coming in. Have a safe mountain trip.
We will do it.
Because you will have already gone. Hope you had a great, was it good?
It was
I
absolutely
know it was.
marvelous.
I can't wait to hear about it, some more.
Black Mountain.
Anyway, as usual, I want to thank the crew. Without them, camera people on this show would not happen. Dano, my director. Dean on audio, Dean Smart. Jennifer manages the green room and comes in here and keeps me straight on political stuff. And Kate Copeland, Roman host cam operator, Key Grit, and Blurb Show co-host. And if you don't know what a Blurb Show is, you need to watch more often. The band Wavy Space and our special guest band tonight, Swill, with members of Wavy Space. Join them. We're getting ready to go on some great tunes. I'm Ben Copeland, the Modern Renaissance Man. Have a great evening.